Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Pocket for Tuesday, the 21st of June. Today on the show, re-rolling development, an old man on a rampage, and the maniacal cacklings of another old man. First up, and the crowd-funded game Reroll, an action RPG by ex-Ubisoft devs, has been cancelled. According to a Reddit post from the creators Pixule, the developers were unable to secure enough financing through crowdfunding, personal investment, and backing from publishers, and after many failed deals had to eventually scrap the project. The ambitious goal for the game was to slowly map out the real world using camera drones and 3D modeling. Players could then explore and survive in levels based on real life. As a sign of good faith, Pixule is giving backers Steam early access copies of its other game, Bajo, a speedrunning shooter. A game that is valued at $15, which is a pretty big blow for anyone who funded Reroll for more than $15. Or doesn't like speedrunning shooters. Moving on, and Mass Effect Andromeda will not be continuing choices you made in the other Mass Effect games. In an interview with Eurogamer, BioWare studio boss Aaron Flynn and Mass Effect creative Mac Walters said that they want the game to feel like a fresh entry to the series and one that can be played without too much prior knowledge of the original trilogy. To do this, the series will be taking place in a galaxy far beyond the Milky Way, but Warren also hinted it will be further in the future, given how long it takes to travel to other galaxies. This is probably for the best, because in many Mass Effect endings, and guys, spoilers for the Mass Effect series here, you blew everything up. Spoilers over. Indie developer TinyBuild, the brains behind such games as Punch Club, Party Hard, and Speedrunners, has outlined an issue with game code marketplaces such as G2A.com. A post on the developer's blog describes an issue where fraudsters are buying game codes from official stores with stolen credit cards and then listing those codes on websites like G2A.com for well below the retail price. In most cases, the developer has to deal with the chargeback for the stolen credit cards and those transactions then get reversed, but the copies of their games have still been sold. TinyBuild has done some digging around and found that G2A has sold about $450,000 worth of their games, none of which made it to the indie developer. G2A have stated they will not compensate the developer and have suggested the company sell codes on their marketplace at a similar price in order to compete with the criminals. And of course that is fair, because just like G2A, game developers are only running single websites and they don't need to cover the costs of actually producing something and not being parasites. Moving on! And do you like gold? Because if you're like me and awesome at competitive shooters, pretty soon you're going to be able to get gold versions of all your favorite guns in Overwatch. With the new competitive ranked play patch that is incoming, the Overwatch devs wanted to reward the best of us without unbalancing the game. According to game director Jeff Kaplan, there's a very cool customized golden gun system that you guys are going to see. Once you see things like Reinhardt's golden hammer, you're going to be pretty blown away. The higher skill characters will be able to unlock that stuff way sooner than anybody else. There will also be some other exclusive cosmetic rewards that only the higher skill players can get. If you earn some of these rewards, you'll be able to show off and be very unique from other players. Ignoring the fact that no one can be very unique, that sounds nice. And finally, you know how a bunch of you are women? Well, now everyone gets the chance to be a woman in South Park: The Fractured Butthole. While the original game, The Stick of Truth, only allowed you to play as a male character, things are getting a little more progressive in the sequel. And because South Park is a universe filled with children, playing as someone of the opposite sex will make some characters react very differently to you. According to Matt Parker and Trey Stone, the boys are little boys because it's really a story about little boys running around. So they really don't care about your character being a girl? That seems weird. They always seem to care about it in the show. Are they dumb about it and they don't know? So you're in hiding? Or do they totally care about it and totally treat you differently? So we ended up doing those things differently for different characters. Alright, that's it for the news, and since it's Toby's last day here on Pocket, he prepared a little special parting gift for Thing of the Day. Very excited.
Do you want to be my friend?
Oh, it, Toby. Toby, you excited?
I'm so excited.
Shut up, Toby. Toby, I see your dirty finger. It's shameful, Toby. It is horrible television to show. Toby, why are you moving your hand like that? Shut up, Toby. You ready for this, Tobes?
Gee, you did.
I've changed my mind. Just like a crowd of desperate, pathetic Tobys. Brad, what disappointed you?
Funnily enough, it's everything that excited Toby.
And I feel slightly bad, but sorry, it was shit.
Do you want to be my friend?
Yes. All right, it's time for Thing of the Day. Leonardo Ramallo gave his 81-year-old grandfather the gift of virtual reality in the form of the Brookhaven experiment on the Vive headset. Gramps got a tad too immersed in the game and even threw a few haymakers at the curtain. The future is now.
Do you want to be my friend?
No, don't play it again. Who do you think you are? You come to my house, and you pull this kind of crap after everything I did for you? What do you have to say for yourself, Judas?
Nick, I love you.
Shut up, Toby. All right, yesterday I sat down with TV's Bajo to chat about his E3 trip. We filmed it, and John's gonna seamlessly edit it in now. You're fired. I'm joined now by TV's Bajo. TV's Bajo, welcome home.
Hey, good to see you.
Good
to see ya.
Good. That was a real man hug there. Lots of slapping.
I've been hugging a lot of developers this
Yeah,
week.
that's what it felt like, because I gave you the tender embrace of someone who is affectionate,
Yeah.
and you gave me the, I'm
man slaps.
definitely going to give you a game
Yeah.
of 2.5. How was E3, my friend?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
There were some amazing parts, and there were some disappointing parts.
Uh,
Overall, though, good times.
No, talk to me about the amazing.
Amazing parts were Batman VR.
Did you get hands-on?
I got hands-on.
Oh.
Like I'm a little bit of a VR skeptic because most of it makes me sick, you know, and I've yet to see a developer truly design something for the tech, you know, that's working in interesting ways. But like 5 minutes in Batman VR, the depth of everything was really amazing, and everything was crisp and clean. I'm doing Batman stuff. I'm putting on the cape and doing the things. Some really tragic stuff happens. I got really upset. Yeah, I'm excited.
I heard that it really is like pretty much everything that Batman does. You do.
Yeah.
That you really are embodying that. So,
I just patted Alfred's face for about 5 minutes because I could. Yeah, I actually made the game break at one point.
How?
I don't know, but I'm good at doing that.
Just too much padding. Yeah. I'm very jealous that you got hands-on with Batman. What were some of the cool things that you did get hands-on that?
Played a bit of Forza Horizon 3. That was fun.
Yeah.
In Australia, mate. Driving around.
Have you seen that map? That Australian map?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Don't know how the apostles got there, but whatever.
First thing I did, like all these kangaroos, run across and it goes, go! Straight into the kangaroos off the side. Missed him by that much.
That much. Do you reckon you could hit him?
Oh, I'm not sure.
do you reckon it's?
I reckon
it's
they're
all
just gonna be like,
a
oh,
tease?
you just went through it.
Because I feel like that would be a terrible part of a Forza game to just have a kangaroo. Because you know when you hit a kangaroo, and John
Yeah.
of course will now throw up several images of dead kangaroos in cars, goes right through the grill.
Really?
Yeah, they embed in there.
Get mashed in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Growing up in the
Yeah.
country, it was nighttime drives were always scary about kangaroos. You know,
Yeah.
you grew up in Queensland.
Yeah, but you know, I was young.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I hopefully they'll have some Carmageddon-like DLC where you just roadkill
Yeah, that'd be
Aussie
good.
creatures.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'd buy that. What else did I play? Battlefield 1?
Yep.
Beautifully bleak.
Multiplayer, single player.
Multiplayer, played one multiplayer map. Big bleak world. There's like this really kind of destroyed area, and then there's this kind of greeny area, and it's like you're fighting your way through the whole thing. I was in like biplanes. Everything feels rickety and slow and old, like World War I should, but also really responsive, you know? So they've hit that perfect balance of like, it's fun to use these weapons and drive these little adorable tanks. They were adorable, by the way. Yeah, it's fun to use it all, even though, but it still feels like it should.
It's old things, but of course they were young 18-year-olds going over there, so they're all springy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And also, the weapons were straight off the production line. See, I think when we think of like WW1 weapons, you think like really old, rusty kind of old things.
Interesting.
But no, they're all like, you know, they're all the straight. These are like the top form kind of weapons of the time. And it wasn't. Excuse me. I've just been excited. It's been a big week. I just stepped off the plane pretty much like 12 hours ago, but it takes me a while to recover. So, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, adorable tanks.
Wow, that's what we waited for. It was cool. That whole thing, which we will now leave in, because it just makes sense that it was cool, was the ending to that.
It was cool.
It was cool.
Oh, the best thing about it, though, are the beautiful little touches. So, for example, you start on a big open world map, and then it zooms in. And then when you die, it zooms back out to the map. So there's none of this kind of teleporting into a car, into a vehicle, or into a spawn point now. It all happens in real time.
Yeah, nice.
This is really cool.
Did you get Horizon Zero Dawn plays?
No, didn't get to play any of that.
That's a
Talked to one of the devs, though. That was cool.
That game won everyone's Game of Show. And it did last year as well.
Yeah.
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 Did it win yours?
No.
No.
What did win mine? Trailer of the show was Detroit, I think, for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you. Yes,
yeah.
that's what I was saying all last week. They get it out.
Oh,
What a way to show off gameplay.
Yeah, and what I like about it is the humans are bad,
Yep.
and the robots are good. The androids are good. That's kind of the story they're going for.
Yeah.
We spoke to the game's creator, David Cage, who also did Heavy Rain, Fahrenheit, and
Beyond.
Beyond. And we had a great chat about just, what he's trying to achieve with this game and how they push story in new, interesting ways. I told him that I really enjoyed brushing my teeth with a controller in Heavy Rain.
Yeah. He appreciated that.
I don't know if he believed me. The vibe I got from him when I spoke to him in these giant blue Sony chairs
Yeah, I
that
saw
I could
some
fit like
pictures.
right in, was that he wants people to play it through, have that experience, and then talk about it.
Right, okay.
Talk about the different things that happen. Characters can disappear and die,
Yeah.
and they won't be in your story, but they might be in someone else's.
And did you get some Nintendos?
Play a bit of Zelda.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, I'm not a huge Zelda guy, but I'm enjoying the way that they've refreshed it. Minimal HUD. RPG elements, putting on pants and clothes and stuff. It was nice.
How does it look in person?
It looks about what you would expect it to look
Yeah.
on Wii U, so it looks like the design of it looks cute.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous design. Yeah.
I just said cute.
Yeah.
Which is cute.
Yeah, right.
And good.
And good.
It looks cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is beautiful. You can tell it's running on a Wii U. We're so spoiled with modern hardware now. So that part of me is always going, look a little bit better, please. But it was a thing that inspired mystery. That's
Yeah.
what I like most about it. Like, I sat down and said, I'm going to chop down some trees and gather some materials and then go for a walk to that volcano and stab something and then come back and I don't know, chase some things around and hit them.
Sounds like a good game.
Yeah.
So you mentioned disappointments.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Biggest disappointment, the lack of diversity.
Goose.
Goose slept the whole week in a cupboard. He is such a trooper.
I thought that picture was a fake. That's
No,
real?
that's real.
That is atrocious.
We would not make that sort of thing up. We
Yeah.
walked in and there's 3 bedrooms, a loft where all the farts raised to, so Paul and G was up there.
Of course. Carbon
And,
farts, a blanket of farts.
I walked in the best room and was like, so you guys just and
But-
shut the door. It's bad everywhere. That's how exciting it was.
Yeah, what a trooper.
Yeah, the best room. But yeah, disappointments, lack of diversity. So there wasn't a single game announced that I hadn't already heard of, that I'm aware of, that had a female lead. There was
Yep.
some which had multiple,
Yep.
female or male, but not a single female lead. Like Recore, already heard about that.
Yep.
Horizon, already heard about that. Everything else, so many beards, guns, white dudes. There was a little bit of ethnic diversity with some games, but still mostly I got really sick of seeing white dudes with guns.
And also, I don't know if this is a controversial thing to say, but even with the ethnic diversity, it's diverse within a couple of ethnicities.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
rarely seeing. I don't see why you couldn't have an Indian guy as the lead character of, say, Days Gone, because you go, oh yeah, he can be an Indian who lives in America. It
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
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 But,
So yep,
that's
okay.
how it goes.
But I mean, that's kind of been a disappointment for almost all of games. I think
True.
it was spoiled a bit last year.
I just felt last year was a real step forward, and this
Yeah.
was a step back.
Yeah,
You know?
I say spoiled. It should be how it is. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to say spoiled. As in, oh, we got a treat.
No, absolutely. Also, lack of female developers to interview. We found 2.
Right.
In the whole time, and Goose interviewed them. I didn't even interview them.
Oh, so they got the bad end of
That
it.
was very disappointing as well. But also, some games felt like they'd matured in some ways. Like the new God of War feels like a mature refresh for the series.
I'm excited for that because
Oh,
I
me
really
too.
I did not enjoy God of War camera. I did not
Yeah.
enjoy God of War story in terms of Kratos just always angry.
Just
This-
raging
yeah,
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This has pathos and meaning and that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I cried in that trailer.
Did you?
I cried in the Horizon trailer.
Yep.
I cried in the Detroit trailer.
Yep.
And I just got emotional, especially when the new console was announced, the Scorpio. I got emotional there. You
cried during that?
I may have cried during that as well. It was an emotional E3
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
So, in terms of the coverage and stuff that you guys did,
Yeah.
it was a bit different this year because normally it would be either your Steph going over and you would just be making the show, and I believe single camera operator for that stuff. And this one, you took over 2 camera operators, you took over a Goose, you made daily content over there, and you guys made the show together. In some ways?
So
It's been a bit-
we're doing it differently.
Yeah.
It was awesome having Goose and Pierreth over there as well.
Yep.
Peter doing our second unit. So we had a second unit who could go get interviews that we had clashes with.
Yeah.
Which is always a struggle. E3 is always like, oh, go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one. You
Yeah.
never really get a chance to relax.
I mean, you look at places like IGN or Polygon or Giant Bomb, and these guys are sending dozens of people if they can. There are so many people going to these conventions.
if you want to cover everything, everything, then you
Yeah.
have to do that, I think. So that really helped us with getting extra content, being able to go over to Devolver and chat to all those indie devs, you know, just other things. So they're doing their own stories, but they also helped us out with a few interviews here and there as well. We had 2 cameras going for most of my interviews, and that, from my perspective, that was so good because normally you just kind of have to sit there and nod and not talk because you don't want to ruin the take, right? You don't want to interrupt them and ruin it where you've got something that they're saying but you hear my voice underneath awkwardly. So we had 2 going for most of them, and that means I could be Bajo.
Interrupt as much as you want.
Interrupt and like laugh and, you know, hug.
Yeah. Yeah. Give us some.
Yeah, those man hugs. So that felt really good. And we had a posse. You
Yeah,
know? We had a
yeah.
posse over there.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And all that GG at E3, which was the daily stuff you guys were doing, you can look at on the Good Game channel. You can also watch it. You don't just have to look at it.
You can watch the whole thing.
You can watch all those episodes, so they're all up there right now. Well, welcome back.
It's good to be
We
back.
look forward to seeing the episode next week.
Yes.
Next week, yes. Next Tuesday, in a
Yes.
week's time. A week from today, which is actually tomorrow because we're filming this yesterday.
I clogged a toilet. Did you hear?
We're done.
Okay.
Alright, that's it for today's episode of Pocket. My Pocketeers! What's the weirdest place you've slept? Let me know in the comments. And while you're there, please suggest a talk through topic for tomorrow and stay on the internet and check out Good Game on Facebook, YouTube, and iView. Want to be fellow Pocketeers? Of course you do. They're lovely people, just like you. Then join the Pocketeers Facebook group and Steam group. You can follow Good Game on Twitter at GoodGameTV, follow Pocket at NichBoy, at Pierreth, at GGEditMonkey, and at Sam Gee. We're not going to mention He Who Must Not Be Named. There are links to everything I just said in the description below. Now don't forget, tonight is a new episode of Good Game, and it's a little different. The episode features NichBoy, the Solace Project, NichBoy, Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, and there's also some NichBoy in there for good measure. Also tonight, NichBoy chats to Ron Gilbert. NichBoy. Today's thing of the day was sent in by someone who should be updating their LinkedIn. If you've made a thing, please send it in. Until tomorrow, NichBoy out. Mwah! I'm gonna miss you. I really will. Shut up, Toby.